the institutions of which the government has to use to manage public resources. Kaya the question now, the main issue of the debate. I am a moderator of several debates, especially religious debates of Father Darwin. Nakikita pa kayo? Okay, we have here. The main issue now, are these laws really implemented to achieve socio-economic transformation? And mind you, the role of the government is the socio-economic progress of the people. In political science, politics is founded in order to serve, to protect, to enhance the economics. The politics and economics shall never be separated. Politics is a dominant factor to protect. Economics is the purpose, determinant factor. Let not politics be the cause of economic problem of the people. The politics should ensure the economic prosperity. And speaking of economics, it deals on the public welfare of the people. The management of the people. It is not economy of the few. It's the economy of the 117 million Filipino people. So we have here, paspas. Okay, 117 laws. We have to review presidential decrees, batas pabansa, Republic Acts, rules, department, circulars, etc. Processes, the implementation, the laws and the laws, institutions, we have the government, economic, religious, educational, social institutions, the government's national, 18 regions, LGUs, 82 provinces, cities, 149, municipalities, 1493, barangays, 42,011 barangay LGUs, pulling the attention. And everything, we have to manage, to use and manage. Sino ba ang mag-manage? The elective. How many elective officials? National. We have 342. Local. 3,955. 979. We have here the appointive officials. More or less 7.4 million government workers. 7.4 million government workers paid by our taxpayers, the 117 million people. We have the obligation. Kaya, we have the public resources. Yung public resources, ini-asset ang property. Kinakailangan po ito maggamit natin. And so the purpose of government is socio-economic progress. Wherever we go, that is the purpose of the government. And this government is pictured out as the school bus. Lahat tayo mga pasahero. And then, ano ang mangyari? We have the scope. The public financial management, my role for today is on number 1. That is revenue collection. SIP. The question now, do we have insufficient funds? Kailangan pa ba magbaro po tayo? We have 4.56 trillion pesos borrowed since July 2022 until July 2025. Saan po napunta? Now, so we have the whole budget cycle, public health procurement audit practices, ibang mga speakers po. The rationale now, the transparent, accountable public financial management, ito ang layunin po natin. So my role is the key pillar of government reform. We need talaga the socio-economic transformation. Ano ang maging government reform? We need to have the vital importance on public services of good quality to the citizens. And of course, we maintain sustainable economic and social conditions in a country, and that is through the set socio-economic transformation. Are we ready for mindset? Mindset together. Go. Go. Hindi mag-go. Pwede tatlong ganyan. So we have the technical tasks and processes. My role now is on number 1, macroeconomic forecasting. Ang tao na hindi marunong lumingon sa pinanggalingan ay hindi makarating sa paruroonan. And so we have a flashback of yesterday, now, and tomorrow. Budget allocation sa iyo sa ibang mga speakers, accounting and auditing. So itong macroeconomic forecasting po, which involves we have to analyze the historical data, the current trends. We need to project the future economic performance. We use the statistical and economic models, and we have to predict the key indicators, the gross domestic product totality of the services, goods. Ito po, we have to explore the 5 pillars of economy in this country, buried in the years not being explored. Our mission now, let the Filipino leaders centered with the public financial management explore the 5 pillars of economy. Ito ang mangyari sa macroeconomic forecasting. So we have now our purpose, decision making. Do not go home. Do not leave from this whole tropics without our decision. And we have a risk mitigation. Sana walang kamatay sa Pilipinas. Opportunity identification. We have to identify ano ang solusyon. And finally, we come up with the policy guidance. And the policy guidance is socio-economic transformation set. Mindset. Go. Mindset. Okay. Dahil nagsabi kayo ng mindset, nag-go pa rin siya. The question now, how corruption is institutionalized. We have discovered talaga in our research, creating opportunities for corruption. Ito po dalawa, the action, creating, action word, opportunities, dalawa. So kaya, in the Lord's Prayer, and lead us not into temptations. Kailangan po na mawala ito, yung mga opportunities that creates ng corruption. So I have discovered, yan ba? The other stages of the PFM process, budget formulation, budget approval, through to the national level, and so in the local level. Yan, the people ought to know paano ano ang nangyari, how did they operate the machinery of the Philippine government. So we have now the budget approval, accounting, and reporting or audit stages. So ministerial functions po sa atin lahat. Ang problema po, saan ba ang creating opportunities? Ito. So we have to focus now achieving and securing overall economic and fiscal stability. The only permanent thing in this world is change. And change would lead us to the state of permanence. Ang permanenteng paghitabo nining kalibutan, mao ang kausaban. Ug ang kausaban, muhatod ka nato sa permanente nga kahimtang. Amen. Sabay taga Bisaya ini, ang sapo mo ba? Tagalog mo? Ha? Mga Bisaya? Mga Bisaya? Daghan ba? Okay. So we have here. Now, take note. We have the operational efficiency. Ito na po ang mangyari on focus. So, this role of the PFM, the Public Financial Management, we need now, with the people in the Philippines, will call for, number one, fiscal discipline. Are we disciplined? How did we manage the public funds? Number two, efficiency. Ang mga projects po natin. How many lives na namatay ang atong mga kaigsuunan? Ang flood control, etc. Grabe. Number three, ang transparency. It took 3 years. Hindi po alam sa ating mga tauhan. Ito talaga. Kaya the PFM shall address this. And we have the public financial management cycle and priorities. Papaano po ito? This cycle and priorities. Ito ang invest in economic and social services. So papaano natin ma-invest po ito sa social and economic services? We have the set system formula. And for peace. Anong for peace? Pantawid? Anong for peace? Pantawid? Pamilya? Pilipino? Pamamayan? Ang for peace original talaga ay policies, plans, programs, projects, and activities. It's enshrined in Republic Act 7160 under 4, starting from the barangay level. Ito ang primary planning and implementing agency of the government upward. Kaya nalimutan po natin. So we have here the policies, plans, programs, projects, and activities. Go. Reforms. Prioritize technical approaches. Integration, modernization, automation of PFM process. Kaya may speaker, no? Ahead of me. Pinag-discuss na po ito. And revenue collection, public expenditure management, and procurement systems. May ba kayong mga seminars on procurement? Now, the purpose now is, one, to curb corruption, to prevent and detect misuse of public resources. Ito ang purpose po natin, the public financial management. And how, papaano po? Streamline processes, increase transparency, and stronger oversight. Ito, mga kaibigan, ang introduction in my speech and discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, let's proceed to the main contents of the issue. I was an anchorman of Bombo Radio Philippines way back in 2006 to 2008. Ito ba? Go! Okay. So, global initiatives. Ano ba? Take note. Ang Singapore, compared to Bohol, Singapore is only 1/6 comparing to the size of Bohol. And yet Singapore top in the economy. Paano po ginawa nila? If we have to research on the history of Singapore, pa naman, pagkalukoy sa Singapore. And this is a challenge of this country. 1 trillion% mindset. No atom of doubt that the Philippines will emerge an economic giant in the world. After this public financial management, glory, congratulations to all of you. You are part of the history. So ito po talaga, be open for government partnership. We have the Global Initiative for Fiscal Transparency. Gift po talaga. We have the International Budget Partnership. So ang logic po natin, if there is disadvantage, there shall be its advantage. Ang tanong po sa ating mga kaibigan, saan ba ang laman sa speech mo? Pagka parang intro lahat. Ito pa ang second group of intro. The socio-economic transformation. Ano ang kaibahan sa transformation at saka sa change? Ang change, mura lang naghilamos. But transformation, nagligo yun ka, naglugod yun ka, ang imong mga, sa tawagan ng mga buling, dalikdik. Ang mga dalikdik, alam mo mga dalikdik, Bisaya ha, dalikdik, ito pa talaga, mawala po ito. So, internal change, external change. Kaya pagsabi ni past President Duterte, change is coming, no more anis-anis. Walang total na nangyari. Bakit? Kailangan po ng transformation, not change. So the formula in solving the economic problems in the Philippines is not change but transformation, internal and external. Internal, mayroon tayong spiritual, moral aspects. And the external, ito po, political, economic, social, physical, civil aspects, the 7 components of human personality. So we have here number 2 formula. We borrow the conciliar document, paragraph 81-82 of the Second Plenary Council of the Philippines. Ang kinakailangan po ito, ang structural sin at structural change. Ano ang structural sins? Ito ang sinful structures that we have built. Mayroong sinful structures. Example, vote buying. Ito po ay institutionalized lahat sa bansang Pilipinas. Ito ang sinful structure. Kaya the solution now, socio-economic progress for the people. Ito ang overall, the end of the intro, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Pope. Anong sabi ni Pope? We need Christian community which requires setting aside of all self-interest. Set aside self-interest. Ito po talaga. Pangalawa, and total dedication to the good of the community. Pag i-reverse po ito ang mangyari sa Pilipinas, bagsak Pilipinas. Kaya we need now a total transformation. This is copied from this book. We have offered this year 2025, given to the Papal Nuncio of the Philippines. This contains the overall divine guidance, thy will be done. The political, economic, overall proposal for the solution of the problems of the country, affecting nations of the world. So we have here, go to river. So we have here, ito po talaga, let the people of God fight versus the demons of political, eco-political deceptions. So, ang nangyari po, mayroon pong deception sa atin. Kahit sa EDSA 1, sa EDSA 2, sa EDSA 3, ang solusyon ay personal solution. Ang solution is replacement. Ipag-replace na replace talaga, hindi na-identify ang totoong kalaban ng tao. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10 to 12, demons of deception. Ito ang totoo. Kaya nga, we have the biblical basis. Anong hat ba kayo sa biblical? Baka sabi ko, pastor na ito. Hindi na ito ligyat. Remember, set aside God. And God will set aside you. Ito po talaga. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10 to 12. Our real enemies are the demons, not the president, not the congressmen, not the senators. James 4, verse 7. We have to fight these demons. And 1 Peter 5:8, ang nangyari po, surrounding po, alam ba ninyo? Tinanong po sa Father Darwin, how many demons are there in this world? Sabi po niya, 1/3 sa langit yung mga angels na doon po sa mundo. More than the population of the human race. How many people in this world? 8.2 billion. Kaya ang mga demons na doon po sa luyo ninyo, sa atubang, etc., hindi natin makita sa isip natin, may mga demons wherever we go. Kaya we can identify now. So, ito ang mangyari in the last, yung 1 Corinthians 15, verse 24 to 25, all religious and political authorities shall come to an end. Matapos. Bakit matapos? God controls time. Remember, we are now in the last days. And Revelation 11:15, the divine plan, God shall reign in this planet Earth. The government shall be used by God, and He will reign with His chosen people to manage the government. Ito ang mangyari. Kaya it's proven in Revelation 11:15. So we have the problems. We have the causes. So in solving the problem, identify the root cause of the problem. Because speaking of the problem, we have the effectual problem, the causal problem. And most of us has to digest on effectual problem. It cannot solve the problem. The solution is discover the root problem. It is the causal problem. Causa et unico orico is materia liguti. The cause and origin is the substance of the thing. Ang hinungdan o ang litunganay mong dugukan sa usan ka. Mas lisod ang Bisaya sabton kaysa English, no? Huh? So we have here. Ito po talaga. So we have to identify the problems, the root cause of the problems. Go together. We have the prosperous society. Ito na nga. We will now present the problem and the causes. Ano ba ang problema sa bansang Pilipinas? We have a total debt of 17.56 trillion as of July 2025 based on the report of Bureau of Treasury. The Philippine population as of September 2025 is 117 million. Divided, therefore, 150 million 85 pesos and 47 centavos ang utang bawat Pilipino. Ilang anak ni... mayroon ka na anak, madam? Wala pa dalaga. Sorry. I'm also searching. And so, how can every Filipino pay their 150,000 bawat isa? Paano po ito? Alam ba sa bawat Pilipino? Is it a prosperous Filipino society or a prosperous family only? One or two? Answer. Aba, walang natin. Is it a prosperous Filipino society o prosperous family? Only one or two? Bakit po? Is it a Filipino government or a family government using the Philippine government? One or two? Ito po, digesting on the problems. Go! Public financial management rule. We will now mobilize the revenues, allocate funds through the budget, control spending. Ito po talaga, ensuring accountability through accounting and audits. Hindi ko na mag-discuss accounting. Si tatay gusto siya mag-accountant po, sabi ko hindi tatay, hindi talaga. Oh, pero napunta po sa mga accountants. Public inquiries. Are we dependent on government debts? The question now, ang ating pamahalaan, can we not manage the government? Can the government not move without borrowing? Domestic or foreign borrowing. Ito ang issue talakayin po natin. Do we have insufficient funds? So we have here. Go. Do we have insufficient funds? Can we not mobilize our government without borrowings? We have the Philippine government agencies involved in borrowings. The Department of Finance, primarily responsible for fiscal and financial affairs. We have the Department of Budget and Management, oversees budget process of financial management in coordination with the BSP, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, the Department of Economy, Planning and Development, DepDiv, involved in project implementation, funded with the foreign loans. We have the Office of the President involved on loan negotiations and agreements, and this is provided for us under Section 20, Article 7 of the 1987 Constitution on the borrowing power of the President. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas ensures the sustainability of external debt and provides oversight on foreign borrowing proposals. Pag magsabi tayo ng utang ng Pilipinas, ito po ang mga agencies makasagot po sa atin. 17.56 trillion pesos total na utang ng bansang Pilipinas. Then, we have, why borrow? We have discovered in our research to fund infrastructure projects. Aba, gandang Pilipinas. Ganda talaga. Maganda. Gandang pagkasira sa buhay ng taong bayan. Funded locally. We have the UDA, RA 8182 Official Development Assistance on the foreign loans. We have the Public-Private Partnership, PPP Code. Of course, the project of the NIDA. Formerly NIDA, now the Department of Economic Planning and Development. The government's infrastructure flagship projects, the IFPs include big-ticket projects. Ito, red corner. Ladies and gentlemen, in the right corner, weighing 542 pounds. And now in the left corner, wearing red, basta kay red, weighing 500 pounds. I was an announcer boxing above in Bohol, Philippines. Yung mga boxers nationwide, dito po sila sa Bohol. So kaya nga, ito yung mga infra-transportation. Hindi nasira yung mga roads, pinagsira, parang hindi na masira. Ang espalto naman naging simento, ang simento naging espalto, ang espalto ng simento, ano, ping-pong? My question was the same question of all the Sangguniang secretaries while I was serving the national chairman of the Board of Trustees of the Philippine League of Secretaries to the Sangguniang, comprising the provincial, city, municipal secretaries, downward to the barangay secretaries that we have organized, and as chairman of the training committee, and as chairman of the National Legislations Committee of the PCs. We discussed everything. At sabi po nila, what you think is what we think. What you ask is what we ask. Now, appear talaga. So, mag-appear na tayo ngayon. So, we have here water resources, energy. When completed, ito, totoong talaga. Good vision po talaga. Kapag ma-complete ito, expected na mayroong Philippine economy and the lives of ordinary citizens. Ganda po talaga. Naging totoo ba? O naging to lang? Totoo o to? To lang. To o to? To. Ito. So we have here improvements in the quality of infrastructure services. So cut the cost of doing business, etc. But the question now, ano ba yan? 16 feet long crocodile cave in Davao City. Do not deceive the people by frontlining the title without the contents of performance. Do not make projects a crocodile's titular pretension. Kaya our moral lesson now, let us not make a titular pretension the projects without performance. Ito naman ang panawagan ng Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines. We have our Archbishop Alberto Oy. And some go paspas kay 117. Business, we have our diagnose now. Ready na kayo sa diagnose? Oh, may sakit po siya. Napunta siya sa Chungwa, mga almost 1 month, parang the same ang problema niya. Mga lahat ng medicine. Pag uwi niya, sabi ko, baka may piang siya. No? May piang. Sa Tagalog, piang? Ha? Oh, 3 araw ko sa Manila, 3 lang Tagalog ko. So, ano nangyari? Sabi ko, you have to go with a person nga manghihilot. Aba, kasalan dito, tax. Sabi, aga. Alam mo, tinapon niya lahat niya mga medicine. Kaya, when we have to diagnose, sabi ng Father Darwin Gitgano, ang ating mga sickness, mayroong natural causes and preternatural cause. Yung mga preternatural cause, barang, etc., preternatural cause, hindi yun madala sa doktor. Kaya kahit paano mo madiagnose, wala pong effect, wala pong madiagnose. So we are now diagnosing the problem. So ano ba talaga ang diagnose number 1 sa set diagnose number 1? Business politics would result to bankrupt economics. Can you follow after me? Let's all read. Business politics would result to bankrupt economics. Together. Paano ba magnegosyo ako sa politics? Paano ba? I have to invest. So as vote buying increases, how could I recover? It's a public knowledge. In the rules of evidence, the court shall take judicial notice on public knowledge yung political history. Ano ba talaga? Yung vote buying, it's a public knowledge na ang candidate has to spend more than 5 times ang gasto niya when comparing to his salary. So, ang mangyari po, mayroong GRS. Ano ba yung GRS? Ladies and gentlemen, in the red corner, weighing 500 pounds, the GRS. So yung GR, logical effect po, yung graph recovery sa electoral vote buying investments, we have the new formula founded only at Tropex, EVBI, not NBI. So ang Public Financial Management Review, we need now to review the system of laws. Paano ba na pa-implement ang Section 261, Paragraph A of Batas Pambansa bilang 881, otherwise known as the Omnibus Election Code? Was it really implemented? Implemented? Hindi. Tatlo lang eh. Implemented? Hindi. Hindi kayo makasabi dahil may nagkain talaga. Okay. Exempting circumstances. So we have here the solution now against vote buying. President Duterte issued Executive Order number 43, October 4, 2017, creating Presidential Anti-Corruption Commission, PAC. And of course, a press conference, April 8, 2022. It includes fighting against vote buying. President BBM first Executive Order issued June 30, 2022, abolishing the PAC and transferring it to the Legal Affairs Office of the Deputy Executive Secretary. With these two great men in the Congress, popularizing the UDA AKAP 2.4 Base Electoral Consumption Codes, Congressional 115 billion, etc. So ano ang nangyari ang problema? Go. Politics versus economics. The role of government is for socio-economic progress. When crocodile voters sell their votes to the crocodile candidates, they create crocodile servants. Question, let's be honest. Let's not pretend. We are not blaming our elected servants. Let's not pretend. Are we part of corrupting the government? Are we honest enough during the election? Are we not laying the sanctity of the vote? Kaya wrong formula na ito, pahawa mo, layas. The same, it's a one, it's a two, it's a Kaya we identify the real enemy of this country. That is the demon of Mammon. Anong demon of Mammon? Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. Greediness. So when crocodile servants rule the government, they murder economics through politics. Using politics, it murders economics. Kaya, can you present the book? Yung book nila ko? The first book I have offered in 1985. Christian Analysis of the Philippine Political Problems, its Root Cause and Solution. Doon po. So we have here, it is a public knowledge. And the result now, we have, ito po talaga eh. Result, frustrated society. Kaya in pare delicto. Ang in pare delicto, both vote buyers and vote sellers. Unless ang taong bayan, the 70 million voters will never repent and have a commitment na tayong lahat ay priestly people, prophetic people, and above all, we are kingly people. Do not expect that this government will direct the people to a progressive country. Do not think it. Let's be realistic. Let us not pretend. Yan, the number one socio-economic transformation is public repentance. Anong nangyari sa Nineveh? It was condemned to be fired. Sunugo na unta ang Nineveh. But their head, sabi, we have to repent. It was right. Now the public financial management, hopefully, with you. It is now our crusade, our decision to adopt the right formula, identifying the enemy, the demons within us. Alam mo, several books na ginawa ko, ang one book na lang ngayon, yung Das Book 1. Ito po talaga, si Father Darwin, tinawag ako, please have the documentation of all exorcism. Nakita ko naman, with all the interviews. Isang tao lang, mayroon pong 10 legions of demons na pasok sa buhay. And in every legion, 6,000. In other words, 6 times 10. Pila? 60,000 demons. Totoo ba ito o hindi? Marami po talagang mga investigation. So kaya nga, nandoon po, ito ang obsession, demonic obsession, demonic position, demonic oppression, demonic infestation, apat na operations sa demons. Hindi po natin na alaan. So kaya nga ang problema now, we have to exorcise pahawa demons from us. So now, para hindi po tayo magproblema. And so, go. Demonic vote buying. Election, demonic vote buying. Akala ko isa lang klase sa vote buying. Mayroon pang dalawa. People's Initiative. We have the impeachment vote buying. Totoo ba yan? With all the testimonies, digital age. persecution vote buying, projects percentage vote buying, contractors. You can fool the peoples, but you can fool all the peoples, but you cannot fool them all at all times. Pwede, lahat na 117 million Filipino people, you can fool them all. You can fool them. But you cannot fool them all at all times because there is God above. Kaya ito po talaga ay Amy Marcos. May plan A, plan B, plan C, plan C, plan. Ito po talaga. So ang bata talaga. And we have now PFM number 2. 117 po ito ha, number 2 ba tayo? Mga kaibigan. So we have now the planning stage, the electoral-based allocations, and ito, how the DPWH plan for the repair of roads, construction of infra projects. Paano po nila pagkaluoy sa itong mga kaigsuunan? We have the diverted consolidated role of Congress. They plan the projects, plan the funds, plan the contractors, plan the profits. According to them, matutila. Ako dilingangay, matutila. Ito po, totoo ba o hindi? Kaya whatever be the reality, we need to have the moralisms of this country. We have now defending several worthy roads undergoing repair, but several damaged roads are neglected. Bakit ito ang nangyari? Kaya we have the solution. So is graph recovery out of electoral investment, itong vote buying is electoral investment not included in the plan. Our COMELEC Assistant Regional Director, he pointed to me ang gasto sa every candidate. Sabi ko, grabe. Comparing to the salary, ito po ang naging demon sa ating bansang Pilipinas. Are the DPWH projects really the plan? Or just an outward plan for the real internal plan of electoral investment program? Are we planning for the future of the children? Or murdering their future? Ito po ang tanong ng taong bayan. Kaya Generation W, sino ba ang mga Generation W sa atin? 1946 to 1964. Mayroon pa ba? Ha? Generation X, my classmates. 1965 to 1982. Ala, sige, hands up. Wala. Hanggang 1982. Millennials. Generation Y, 1983 to 2012. I mean, 1996. 1983 to 1996. Hands up. Millennials. Marami naman. Dito lang, walang millennials ito, ha? Generation Z, 1997 to 2012. Hands up. Marami. Anong generation ito? Baka Generation Alpha. Generation Alpha, more than teenagers. Ito po, 2013 to 2025. Hands up. Hindi pa rin. Ano ba, Generation A? So ito po talaga ang findings. These crocodile elective ones have limited term. But we, the appointed officials, shall move. Tayo po ang nagsiupo sa bansa, sa pamahalaan ng ating bayan. We have the responsibility to guard the public funds, to guard the government against the personal interest of whoever be elected in the government, because they are limited only to 3 terms. They will come and go, and we have to stand the public financial management in the Philippines. That is our duty Our floor leader, namatay na. Ito na sa langit. Yun siya, Prex. Dahil may nagpasa siya ng resolution, he corrected the error in the DepEd. And then sabi niya, I'll withdraw my resolution. Bakit? Sabi nila, masiro ako sa DepEd. Lahat ng mga voters hindi mag-vote sa akin. Sabi ko, God is truth. You want to correct? Yes. Wala akong boto. No. You have to stand what is right. Right is right. And you will win. Proceed po siya. Nangyari, top-notcher po siya. Kaya, huwag tayo matakot. Matthew chapter 10, verse 28. Huwag tayong matakot. What is right is right. What is wrong is wrong. There is no such trolls. Revelation chapter 3, verse 15 to 16. Init-init, bugnaw-bugnaw, isukap ko ikaw. So now is the time to stand. And we have here, politicos take, ano yung take? 70% kickbacks. Ano yung kickbacks? Politicos' favorite kickback sources. Flood works, road widening, asphalt overlay, highway safety devices. Ladies and gentlemen, our newscast, the headliner, and the details according to the mayor and the founder of the ANIM, the mayor of Baguio City, Magalong Vinci. According to him, the Philippine watchdog, we have here ito po talaga. Investigated in the Congress. 2022, 787 billion. 2023, 893 billion. 2024, 821 billion. 2025, 978 billion. Total, 3479. Grabe. Ano nangyari? Hati-hatian po. When I heard, it was only in September, August. Nangyari po. We have our national assembly. We have our gathering places in Butuan City. First time I heard, mga sekretary sabi, Dong, because tawag na sa akin, Dong. Buti na lang, pag ang project is 30%. Buti na lang. I argued, are you murmuring? Buti na lang, 30%. I did not believe. I did not. Until it was open, testified, disclosed with the digital age, digital evidence, several evidences, direct evidence, documentary evidence, circumstantial evidence, and all kinds of evidences, res ipsa locator. The things speak for itself. Even you borrow kilometric reasons, your kilometric reasons will only be defeated and conquered by the evidence of res ipsa locator. Anong nangyari sa bansang Pilipinas? Do not fool the Filipino people. We are the owners of this government. We have the right to defend this government. According to St. Paul, 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 2 to 3, the people has the right to judge. We have to judge. And even we can judge against the angels. Hindi yung angels offered, yung demonic angels we can judge. Because we are the owner of the government. Now is the time. But before we judge, Matthew 7, verse 1 to 2, kuha una, kanang imong multa sa sod. You cannot take out the dirt of the other eyes unless dunay truso nga naa sa atong mata. It is a condition precedent in legal parlance. Repentance first. So ito po. And then, go. Ano ang correct planning? It is found in section 384 of the local government code. Ang correct planning po starts from the barangay level. Kaya we have the 4 P's. Ito ang policies. Ito ang plans, programs, projects, activities. Ang nangyari po ngayon, ang activities ang nauna instead last. Pero good lang ang activities, pero what kind of activities? Political persecution activities. Instead of projects number 4, naging number 2. Good ang projects, but ano if ghost projects, unfinished projects? Paano ma-finish yung projects? Kapag wala nang makaya sa mga kontraktor. Kaya totoo ang sinabi. Sus, Ginoo ko. I was always crying. Are you crying now? Can we cry now? Grabe talaga. Grabe. Diverted programs. Yung ignored Philippine Development Plan. Good, the President has issued executive order for socio-economic transformation. Paano ito? Pag hindi po, well, wrong way. Matthew 7 verse 13. The culture of death. We are following in the culture of death with leaders in the culture of death. We are playing in the culture of death in every political electoral battle. The sovereign Filipino people are playing in the culture of death. Result na death po talaga ang bansang Pilipinas. Do not blame them. Blame ourselves first. This is the proper formula. Kahit karaaraw tayo mag-itsa, itsa 1, itsa 2, etc. Walang solusyon sa ating problema. Kaya ang solusyon na binagbigay, self-institutionalization. Ang 4 P's, ginawang patawid. Republic Act, 11.3.10.2019. Review po lahat. And so, anong oras? Baka, okay. Good. So we have here, 30 pa, 117 na. So implement Section 384, Barangay Development Plan. As the chairman of training committee, nationwide, yung mga barangay officials, ang iba naging board members na, LB presidents, etc. We emphasize the ascending method from the Barangay Development Plan. Ascend it to the Municipal Development Plan. Ascend it, City Municipal Plan, Development Plan. Ascend it to the Provincial Development Plan, to the Regional Development Plan, hanggang sa national. Ito talaga, kaya concern ang bawat mga tao sa barangay. Iyan nangyari po. Ano ba ang nangyari? In fact, the congressman, mayroon silang representative, wala na. Consolidated na. So ito, anong nangyari? Mayroon bang congressional crocodile development plan? A family development plan. Father, wife, son, relatives, etc. It's not a government of the people. It's a government of the family. So kaya ito ang learning moralism sa bansang Pilipinas. Go. So we have now, nasubrahan ko. No. Revenue stage na tayo. And this time we would like to prove na posible once we have to expand the sources of revenue of the Philippines, there is no need na magbaro pa ang Philippine government. We will prove it. So ito, income tax, 2.85 trillion, around 3 trillion in 2024. We have the individual income tax, residents, non-resident aliens. And then, aside from that individual, and take note, dili ba? Highest naman sa lahat yung income tax. Sa source of income, we have here, go. Okay. Corporate income tax, domestic foreign partnerships. So ito ang mga rate lahat. Now, ang question po, is it enough pa paano natin ma-maximize ang income individual and corporate income tax? Mind you, I am 1 trillion% firm that should we explore this formula, there is no need of borrowing, increasing the 17.56 trillion pesos. It's a matter of public financial management. Tayo po talaga ang mag-stand firm. Ito, go, Crocodile, go ka, Crocodile. Tanaw-tanaw na mo diri ha, pagtarong niya. Resolve, needless to borrow. Our target now is income tax can sustain the Philippine budget. We have the rationale. 6.326 trillion pesos, 2025 national budget of the Philippines. Signed into law. Ano ba? Feasible to be achieved without need of borrowings for sophistic purpose of infra projects. Ano ba ang sophistic? Sophism. You are apparently correct, but actually wrong. You are correct in a wrong way. Kaya yung sophism is a demon of deception warned by St. Paul in 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 14. Sophism po talaga. Deception. Apparently correct, but actually wrong. So we have now, ang question po, hindi na ba naging target sa crocodiles? So the borrowings, 4.56, we have here the BBM borrowings. The trillion. Flood control scam, 1.2 trillion. Other costs and fees, 20 to 30% applied projects. Ang question po, paano natin? So we have, if properly managed, ito, ang properly managed po natin. Other than we talaga. So, yan ang nangyari sa bansang Pilipinas because during elections, we created a crocodile governance. And we are the creator of that crocodile, Philippines. It starts from us. Dito nagsimula sa atin, ABS-CBN, dito nagsimula. Ano ang pansa GB? Tubok talaga. And so we have here, go. We can prove that of the 52.42 million Filipinos out of 117 million, the labor force, we have the unemployed Filipinos of 2.59 million. We have the underemployed, 6.8 million. We have a sum of 9.39 million uncertain Filipino labor force. A working po talaga Filipinos, 42.03 million. In other words, ang surviving Filipinos, 9.39 million. Ang slope-based solution, a 4Ps, ayuda to, ayuda to pag-akap, AX4Ps, etc. But the correct solution is socio-economic transformation. The solution now, the headliner, ito ang socio-economic transformation, transforming Philippines from consuming society to a producing society. We are part of the 80% consuming society in the whole world. And we can stand resurrected. It is our determination from public financial management convert these Philippines into a producing society. And we can do it. Paano gawin natin? Ito, set solution formula. Ang set solution formula is URC. Ano yung URC? Arsikula? Times EPIC. Ang SET is socio-economic transformation. Ang URC is uproot the root cause. Times po ito. Ang uproot the root cause nandoon po sa atin. Ito tayo ang cause uprooted. Uprooted. Then, response to stimuli. Law of nature. EPIC, enrich the people, enrich the government. I've offered the book, enrich the people, enrich the barangay, enrich the government. the rationale behind you cannot enrich the government unless you enrich the people. It is a wrong formula of the governments to enrich the government without enriching the people. It is defeating the purpose of the government. The government is established in order to enrich the people. But where we fail to enrich the people while enriching the government, it is negative aspect. We are delivering, transporting the people not to purgatory, but to hell forever. And so, ito po, root solution. Approve the root cause. Buhay pa ba kayo? Baka natulog na kayo. Huh? Okay. So we have crocodile opportunist voters. Crocodile po tayo ang bansang Philippines. Napagaw ng mga obispo, mga pari na buhali, ayaw mo patunto niya. And then crocodile opportunist candidate. The solution now is integral exorcism solution versus demons of opportunism. Ito po talaga. Matthew chapter 15 verse 14 to Thessalonica chapter 2 verse 10 to 12. So ang nangyari, pag hindi tayo makinig sa ano ang dapat gawin natin, the guidance, the angels will make us. Hindi na sila magpansin sa atin. Now is the time to reflect. Ito, so we have this script writer. Wrong election formula enrich the crocodile opportunist voters to enrich the crocodile Congress DPWH contractors, government officials. The script writer is Mammon, demon of greediness. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now presenting a drama of the millennium. The movie series. The principal actors, crocodile voters, crocodile, ito po. Ito ang nangyari. How? Paano? Goodbye, vote buying. Goodbye, crocodile politicians. Goodbye, vote stealing. Goodbye, crocodile vote seekers. Goodbye. No action agencies. Kaya Omega. Pag we declare the Omega ending of deceptions in this country, and the demon will go away. Revelation chapter 20, verse 1 to 3. Sealed in the Philippines. We will win. Revelation 12, verse 11. Verse 17, verse 14. We will win. Manalo tayo. And so, we have, that is Omega. So we have now the unsolved problems. Ito na po talaga, IDSA 1, IDSA 2, lahat. Top 10 naman ang mga problema involving money, corruption problem. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Roll call, hindi na i-roll call natin. Grabe talaga ang mga pangyayari sa bansang Pilipinas. Go! That's top 10 talaga. But whether ano ang mangyari, it forms part of the history of the Philippines. Kahit ang iba na convicted, iba wala makonvicted, but it forms part of the history. Pag ang mga tao ay innocent talaga, then Matthew 5, verse 3 to 12 will apply to them. Naa, kaninyo ang gigarian sa langit. But importante mao ang repentance. Bakit hindi siya mag-go? Go! Nagbasa kayo. Maikog ko bubasa. Root enemy po natin. Only during the FM period that the government recovered 174 billion worth of assets. Personal replacement from IDSA 1, IDSA 2, proven you did. So corruption is not limited in the executive, it goes to the legislative, LGUs, and other offices. And there is corruption of time, etc. Marami pong classifications. So discovery po natin, the root cause is demon of greediness and demon of opportunism between candidates and voters. And so once we can solve it, mabuhay Pilipinas. But I wish to testify, surrender na. Marami kaming ginawa ng mga electoral forum, nagpalit kami, nagbili kami ng mga kandila, binigay sa mga barangay candidates. Ano nangyari? Dalawa lang ang hindi nagbili ng boto. I surrender. Ang Madrid gihilantan ng tao. Nothing. Lord, that's the end. Umbiga. I surrender. So ito, kaya solution, kaya nandoon po nangyari sa atin, if the people will never listen to the word, let them listen to the words of the rocks. Let them listen to the words of the water. Let them listen to the words of the mountain. Ito po ang nangyari na sa bansang Pilipinas. We are the leading Christian country, but we are worse than non-Christian. So ito, the root problem now, if the demon of Mammon shall rule this country, it betrays God, betrays truthfulness, betraying righteousness, betraying honesty, betraying good governance, betraying general progress, betraying public funds. It is cause of corruption. That is the flow. That's the flow. Kaya in 1 Corinthians, 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 10, the love of money is the root of all evils. Ito ang cause of crocodile governance, cause of crocodile congress, cause of, ano yun? Representa, nabasa ko yan sa digital talaga. Naging thieves. So, very, very mayaan. So we have now the solution to our problems. And some go. Who cares public funds? Office of the President. So kahit ano ang gawin natin mga employees in the LGUs, downward, etc. Pag wala tayo makita sa structure in the national level, the universal truth carries the particular. If the entire structure is damaged, we will be affected in the lower level of governance. Kaya, financial as agencies, we have the DOF, DBM, DIP, BSP, legal protection agencies, according to Senator Marcolita, bakit ba mayroon tayong CIDE, NBI, DOJ, Ombudsman sa Bigan Bayan? But the answer is, we do not vote you to take out the public fund. So ito, ano ang ating goal? So the solution now, enough na sa mga problema. The solution is to enrich the people, enrich the government. And how to enrich the people? We have offered with all humility the Code of Socio-Economic Transformation. It presents the essence of socio-economic transformation, Article 2. Mechanics of social transformation, Article 3. Mechanics of economic transformation, Article 4. Factors of socio-economic transformation, Article 5. Philippine Millennial Plan for Socio-Economic Transformation, Article 6. Foundations of Human and Social Development, Article 7. Strategies of transforming from lower to middle and upper class society, Article 8. Steps to achieve a producing and income-generating society, Article 9. Mechanics of a healthy and wealthy society, Article 10. Pro-nature, pro-health, agribusiness, Article 11. Strategies for socio-economic progress, Article 12. Methods of socio-economic empowerment, Article 13. Harvest of LGU, good governance, Article 14. So lahat na po working together, national and local government units. Code of Ecotourism Development Partnership. Ano ba ang laman? It exhausts all forms of Filipino human and natural capital resources. Kaya ang public financial management, our subject now is our public resources. mayroon tayo ito, mayroong libro, mayroong laptop, hindi po natin nagamit. Kailangan we have to identify these things. And mind you, comparing Philippines with Saudi, comparing Philippines with Singapore, comparing Philippines with, grabe, ano pang mga bansa, leading countries. But, although po, kumingking na sila sa Pilipinas, we have all the resources, human and natural resources. Bakit hindi tayo na-improve? Yan, crisis of leadership. So ito, the vision po natin, boom Philippines, boom! Together, boom Philippines, boom! Mag-exercise tayo, eh. This is a prayer pagka nakatulog kayo. Together, 2 hands. Okay? Go! Boom Philippines, boom! Aba, hindi pa tayo ready. Ready! 1, 2, 3. Boom Philippines, boom! Okay. Congratulations. At least 35%. Go na tayo. So, primary industry. Ang primary industry natin, if we have to survey sa lahat agricultural lots, lahat, ilan lang ang cultivated. Maraming mga idle lots. Kaya yung mga raw materials, gikuha nila, gitransport sa China, dinala sa iba't ibang mga bansa, pagbalik na, sila ang nagawa ng secondary industry. Ang primary industry supposedly sa ating bansang Pilipinas. Ang secondary industry, manufacturing industry, doon po sa ibang mga bansa. Wala natin sa mindset. Tertiary industry, United States of America, bakit na-nutshell sila? Tertiary industry, service industry. Singapore, service industry. Bakit wala tayo yan? We have the quaternary industry, knowledge industry. And possible, with the generation alpha, we can explore 2 trillion galaxies, 1 septillion number of planets. And we have brilliant Filipinos. Huwag na nakawin ang kaba ng bayan sa Pilipinas. Kaunti lang yan. Maraming Pluto, marami pang mga planeta. Marami. Gamay na. Go to the other planets. We have the kingery industry. Kaya we have to arrange everything. Ito po a matter of arrangement, matter of order. Only if we know the source of proper order. If the people will never hear to the rule, to the source of order, there is disorder in this country. And any plan for an order without the source of order is pretension of order, which is in reality disorder in this disordered society. So ito ang 5 sectors of economy. I discussed it at Verwila, Agusan del Sur. Yung code, adapt na nila sa Gunian. Executive, legislative, workshop, NGOs. So ito, ang mangyari, Economic Welfare Code. So Economic Welfare Code, as chairman of the trainings committee of the places, we offered a seminar in Coronadal. And I finished that book, Economic Welfare Code. Ito na po talaga. The Philippines is top producing country. Mayroon na in the evolution of state, primitive state, imperial state. Primitive state, city state, imperial state. We have the modern state. Then the 5th is the federal state. Itong regional states under the po sa federal state. After the federal state, according to international law, we have here the political science. We go to the continental state. And after the state. And this book explains how Philippines would live after it is modern. The Generation X, Y, Z, and Generation Alpha will do it. Start anew from zero, and zero times 1 trillion equals zero. Tama ba? Madam? Yes, no? Ha? Zero times 1 trillion? Zero. Kaya it starts from zero. So, summarizes po ito sa prosperous society, middle-class society, healthy, long-life society. We can prove it. We have books to that effect. Smart, innovative society, high-trust society. Ito lang na-discuss sa structures affecting the governments of the world. So we have here, it implements the agriculture code. We can prove this agriculture code, the nutritious foods as preventive medicine. Dalawang medicine po, preventive and remedial. Ito ang mangyari, the food as medicine. Sa mga non-organic na mga fertilizers, good mayroong nutrients ito sa plants, but walang nutrients sa soil. Ang result, walang sulfur. It affects adversely the health of the people. Kaya maraming sickly. Kaya total transformation, spiritual, moral, political, economic, agricultural, health matters, legal aspects, everything internal and external. Ito ang total transformation. We have laws to that effect on organic acts. So ito mangyari. Kaya we have the American, when I was researching, I have proven biblical aspect. Mayroon in Isaiah 65 verse 20, a minimum of 100 years ang age ng tao, minimum. Ngayon is maximum 120. Genesis 6 verse 3. But mangyari po a minimum of 100. Kaya in Revelation 21 verse 2, maging sickness-free society. Wala nang sickness. So I have proven in my research na 40 pala talaga ito. And then I have discovered 3 proof na mangyari po ito. Hindi ko pa nabasa yung American College Preventive Medicine. In the biblical, in the apologetic proof, I can prove it. And second proof is agricultural proof. Doon po ito na proven natin maging paradise destroyed. Food as medicine. Kaya everything, bakit ba na ito nangyari? Dahil ang naging idolatry sa atin ang money, the root of all evil. Kaya ito, ginamit yung pamalaan para makapira, profit na profit, even to the extent of killing millions of people. So kaya nga, now is the time that God has to rule this planet Earth, the Philippines, the dominant Christian country. And so we have here, it erases sickness. 5 pathogens, virus, bacteria, ano bang iba? 5 po ito. So kaya, ito ay proven po talaga. We have public, private partnership. Agri-health, tourism po. So ito, we have the Agri-health Tourism Code. Marami pang mga codes na pinag-prepare po natin. The Millennial Health Code, the Longevity Code. Ito will support everything. Possible po talaga. Next, go. Public-Private Partnership Code. Ito na. Sa NIDA na po ito. We have the Investment and Incentives Code. Go. Oh, we have, of course, the BLGF, Department of Finance. So ito. And we needed another one. go. We have the entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship po. Ito ang vertical horizontal system. So kaya nga, it is inspiring our employees. Itong 9 million Filipinos. While the entrepreneurs have their employees, talented leaders of every department can be an entrepreneur. And that entrepreneurship is double income. Mangyari po sa ating bansang Pilipinas. Ito ang management. Kaya nakita, we are the Jews. Ang mga Jews naman buong sandaigdig. Ang mga Filipinos, tayo po sa mga iba't ibang bansa sa buong daigdig. Kaya ito ang mangyari. So we have here the result. Pag ito ay ma-implement, maximize, result, kailangan pa ba ang IVAT? Ang mangyari, it would be declared moot and academic. The IVAT, which applies to the consuming society, we have a minimal income based on 2024, just billions. Ang mangyari po, sa pamagitan ng income tax, we have maximizing the opportunity sa lahat ng labor force. Ang income tax ranks first sa ranking natin sa ito. Kaya converting the Philippine consuming society into a producing society. Reason number 1, enrich the government by enriching the people first. Reason number 2, enrich the people by employing them all productively. Number 3, in response, the employed sector shall enrich the government in form of income tax, which ranks as the first placer among the tax revenues. And do not crucify the consuming Filipino people. IVAT is a fruit of poison congressional mindset sa general welfare of the Filipino people. Ang mga Filipino people, wala po tayong proper income. Once i-impose po ito, the basic commodities increase. Ano ang mangyari? The formula now is enrich the government. Bahala na ang people. But once we enrich the people, it carries with it enriching the government. So we have here the IVAT results to inflation. The IVAT increases petroleum, electricity, and all commodities. And therefore it hinders economic progress of the poor and the lower class society. So the role of the government is not to enrich. The role of the government is not to enrich the government by making the poor people poorer. IVAT 2024 collection was only 643.85 billion versus income tax 2024 collection almost 3 trillion. So kapag i-maximize po ang labor force na system, itong IVAT na on the consuming people, kaunti lang yan. Kaya sa producing nation, income tax shall save everything. So ito, enrich the people, enrich the barangay, enrich the government. We have now the sales tax. So of course, with all these references, we can maximize it. The intrapreneurship code, the code of community ecotourism development partnership, explore all kinds of Filipino capital system, replace the IVAT with mass employment system through the EIC, CCETDP. Ito ang Code of Community Ecotourism Development Partnership. The Philippines is tourism center among the 195 countries of the world. So ito na. We have here the income tax projects. The amount, sabi po kay President BBM, itong income tax, we can have this construction of a number of new schools, 1,140,800 new schools, the number of kilometers of roads, 190,133, rural health facilities, 167,014, and all other projects. So, ang nangyari po, we rely on borrowing from other countries, foreign borrowings. We rely on the source. Ito po ang nangyari. Kaya we can do it. And so, brilliance without wisdom is foolishness, according to St. Paul in 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 24, 27 to 29. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 18 to 20. So ito ang mangyari. And so, are we pro people that enrich the people? And if we enrich the people, it's the way to enriching the government. And the income tax formula is sufficient enough. And then, we have the property taxes. Lahat na po ito, enumerations. And we have the comprehensive land use plan. Ito na po ang magpa-arrange sa lahat. Para ang mga property taxes lahat po maging functional, productive ang lahat. Systematic po ang lahat. And so in all this, we have summary po natin. Ito ang solusyon. The three main income is sufficient. The income tax, by our vision, convert Philippines from consuming to a producing country through the 5 sectors of economy. Let the divine government empower the 117 million Filipinos. And we have here the tax, sales tax, the corporate entrepreneurship system. Increases income tax of producing society. The property tax, social use of property, there is no such absolute private ownership. While we have the laws, but the private ownership is subject to the social use for the social welfare of the people. We have the three inherent powers of the state. So ito na, yan ang planning sa lahat. And so, we have here, government collection agencies. We have the BIR 2024, 2.852 trillion. Bureau of Customs, 931.46 billion. Bureau of Treasury, we have 4.419 trillion 2024. So ito, our agencies are doing their best. Kaya ito lang ang arrangement para malipay po si Lula. Lula, sa imong isuwat, Lula. Ginimi at Buji. Alam mo na yung Ginimi? Ang Ginimi is ginamos. Ang Buji is buwan. Ito po talaga. So we have here, once maging maligaya ang the list of the community, this nation will become a paradise. Ito lang. Kaya, we have all the means. And so, ito na, the policy formulation, lahat ng mga functions sa ating mga agencies. Kaya we have the voice of the bishops. The people have spoken loud and clear. And impunity. Demand justice. Demand accountability. Demand it now. Corruption is not merely a political issue. It is a profound spiritual and moral crisis. Kaya ito, yan ang ating solusyon. I have remaining occupant. Kapila na 58 pa. So we have 117. National budget, ito po. And take note, what I would like to drive now. The national budget tax revenues. We have the income tax sufficient po ito. And based on set formula, once we can expand its application enough for the public welfare services. The sales tax, once expanded enough for the government personnel services. The property tax, once expanded enough for the infra flagship projects, physical infra projects, water infra projects, agri-health infra projects, digital infra projects, walang jet planes. And after this, we have to exhaust it. Then, supplementary revenues. Sa supplementary revenues, we have the non-tax revenues. Napakalaki po ito. Yung mga fees charges. We have the savings from the government operations. We can use it for the Christmas, holidays, anniversaries, acts of charity, etc. Sa Switzerland, sa ibang mga bansa, bakit why did they were able to do it? Because there is a system. And the solution now is to correct the wrong system, to correct a demonic system. And this is the system socio-economic transformation. It's a matter of system. You are right in your own way. So ito, go. So we have set foreign debts versus crocodile fund. Sabi naman ni Duterte, kapag ang big one ay mangyari, it starts at the Congress. Na doon tayo lahat. So ito, we have the office of, ito, the last option naman Office of the President. By virtue of Section 20, Article 7, Monetary Board. We have the DBM, DOF. Kaya, the most possible thing is to make impossible possible. Ito ang vision. And so we have here, go. The legal basis. We have the legal basis for the borrowing. And the social and economic development and welfare of the Philippines. So supposedly, ito ang legal basis. We have Republic Act. Lahat naman And so, another one. Private from public funds allocation. Ito ang room system. We have the public funds, but allocated back into a private fund. Kaya wrong system. Defective po ito. So we have now, ang uban, nagubina na, pabarang ko no? How funds are authorized? Paano po? Sabi naman ni Trilon, the worst in the 20 years history. Salamat alam ni Magalong. We have here the PFM number 3, controlling spending. Ito ang control. Ito na po, trillion plus problema ng bayan. Another one, we have PFM 4, the accountability. Ito na po talaga. Kaya, don't wait for the people to account. Mamatay po tayo. Father Samuel Clarin, SPD. Siya po ang nag-open ng SPD School. May pamangkin ko, sakop niya. Nag-pray ako, Father, please pray for our government. Please pray. mag-guide po, lalo na sa public financial management. Is brave. So ito talaga. Kaya we have here, God's people shall judge. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 1 to 3. Political science based on the law. We have the sovereign power, vox populi, vox Dei. And then we have here, go. Key components of the PFM cycle. So nandoon na tayo, interconnected phases ito eh. Revenue mobilization, budget formulation, expenditure management. So we have congratulations for the financial management, although originated in India 2009. So they traced ano po ang solusyon natin. So ano ang proper management? So pwede ba plakpakan po natin ang public financial management for your kids? It's you at all. Kayo ang opening. Kayo ang introduction sa bansang Pilipinas. So ito, we have now the public funds, public concern. Ang pinaka-importante po, participative governance. Bakit naging blind ang buong bansang Pilipinas? Nag-blind po sila dahil of the demonic vote buying. Ito ang nagkapag-blind. Erase that demonic vote buying. Erase it. Lahat tayo alert. Kaya participative. Walang crocodile. Walang crocodile. So ito na. Project implementation must based. Kaya we have different development plans upward. Ito. In some unity in diversity. We have different sectors talaga. We have the civil society organizations. Ito lahat. So, mga development councils from the barangay upward, yan ang mangyari. Consolidated efforts of the Filipino people. Go. So we have public service is public trust. Ay, ito na nga, ang cat's eye. Yan naman ang prices. That's to magalo. Oh, road safety device. Kaya ang visa po, sabi ng visa, your guess is as good as mine. Yan. Ito ang last chapter of our history. I don't want to talk on the problems. 10 minutes left. Ito na. Thank you. So we have here, go, pas. So root cause business politics, the culture of vote buying. Dual damage effect. Ito, ang mangyari sa honor. So go to the solution na dito tayo. Socio-economic transformation reflections. Yan. When voters become crocodiles during elections, they create crocodiles. We have Gardo Versosa. Sabi niya, I'm proud to be a Filipino, but ashamed of my government. Ba naman ito? So we have here, repent 70 million voters. Ito ang ating mga reflections. So go to the solution na. We have here, divine solution. The socio-economic transformation through divine sovereignty of kingly people. We shall have a divine government versus demons. And this divine government produces divinely governed people with divinely guided public servants. The result is to realize the Philippine 2040 vision of a prosperous, middle-class, healthy, long-life, and high-trust society. Ito ang mangyari. So we have 5 books for socio-economic transformation. Christian analysis of the Philippine political problems, its root cause and solution. The church creates the divine government. Divine construction of the Christian kingdom through a divine Congress, not crocodile. Divine socio-economic transformation. Code of socio-economic transformation. Economic welfare code. Salus populi is suprema lex. The welfare of the people is the supreme law of the land. Ito na, the root cause. Mayroong root problem. Kaya, Ito, solve the problem by solving the root cause. Ito ang first book unpublished yet. Marcos 1 product. This book, product of Marcos 2. Period. So ito talaga. And so we have here, the divine government God's people, by God's people, for God's people. For general welfare versus personal welfare. For the culture of life versus culture of death. For truthfulness and righteousness. So ano ang mga steps? Ito ang mangyari. Go. We have here. Let God reign this country. Go. Ito na ang ating mga data. The non-tax, we have here, non-tax revenues, Office of the President, proceed. Enumeration lang ito lahat na po sa Office of the President, the fees and charges, law enforcement and regulatory agencies. We have downward na sa department, we have the economic development and special economic zones, lahat na po lahat. All the departments, the Department of Agriculture, the DENR, lahat yung mga offices. Itong lahat ng cabinet, yung mga departments, nag-impose po talaga ng iba't ibang fees. Yan ang part po sa income sa ating bansang Pilipinas. So we have here, ito, the sourcing of funds, the savings from government agencies. Kaya we have these virtues as our formula. We have specialized several virtues. And after this, we have now the borrowings. Now imagine 17.56, domestic loans 9.09, foreign loans 8.511, total 17.56. Question, if we have to reflect the past, how much? Okay, go, proceed. 1965, si Marcos left 600 billion, not makapagal. It's Marcos. I mean, makapagal, of course. Yeah, 1965. Just na do. 1986, Marcos left 3.199 trillion. Cory left 870 billion. Ramos left 1.496 trillion. Estrada left 2.385 trillion. Arroyo left 4.718 trillion. Aquino left 5.9 trillion. Duterte left 12.79 trillion. An increase of 6 point time na. So kaya, tayo na talaga. And so, mayroon kayong kape. Ito na talaga, source of funds. Lahat, proceed. Oh, ito na. So, mayroon ng mga declarations po. So, basta nakagin mo palit na may una, makapit. Una, ani. So, yeah, proceed. Paspas. Oh, we have paspas. Yeah. Ito na po, palibalisa. Kanila. So, socio-economic political transformation, replacement of a government of democratic family dynasty by a government of priestly people, prophetic people, and kingly people. Replacement of a government of addiction by a government of honesty, dignity, and integrity. Replacement of a government of misdirection by a government of clear and well-founded directions. Replacement of a government of estupel by a government of platform-based performance. Replacement of a government of debts and consumption by a government of production and public convenience. Replacement of a government of begging by a government of industry and competitive performance. Replacement of a government of electoral business politics by a government of honesty and public trust. Replacement of a government of political persecutions and power selfishness by a government of unity in diversity. Replacement of a government of corruption by a government of general welfare. So, magkapil na ito. Proceed. So, ito na. So, we compare with the other countries of the world. Okay. So, tama na. So, salamat kaninyong tanan. Congratulations. We have to stand. Everyone is a leader. And I am ready to face your persecutions and questions. Sabi po ni Ma'am, sinabihan ko po ni Ma'am Cecil na mayroon po kayong question? Wala na? Okay. And may God bless us all, Santos, 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 Fiat!
Wow. That was such a strong and powerful delivery. And that message definitely struck a chord with us. But well, let's give another round of applause to our speaker, Sir Miguel Carrico. May we request our speaker to please like to invite you once again here on stage as you will receive your certificate of appreciation. And that will be handed over by our Board of Trustees, ladies and gentlemen. Let me read a citation. Government Financial Management Innovators Circles Incorporated present this certificate of appreciation to Mr. Fidel Critico in grateful recognition of his valuable support and insights as guest speaker on the topic Mechanics of Socio-Economic Transformation of this Digital Age during the GFMI C60 Annual National Convention. There we go. Once again, ladies and gents, what about another resounding applause for Mr. Fidel